Hello students, we have studied the basic things required to get the section, that is the thickness of the stem at top and bottom we have calculated, we have obtained the width of the base slab, we have obtained the height of this stem in the for the design of this retaining wall. For the designing of retaining wall today we are going to continue the next step. As we have learnt in the previous step, we have calculated some of the forces, means the vertical forces we have calculated and horizontal force we have calculated. So vertical force and their moments are calculated, and the moment that is generated due to this vertical force, that will be resisting force. It will be acting in this direction, that is in the clockwise direction, and the horizontal force will try to bend, or it tries to make the structure overturn. So force is this 216.34 kilonewton vertical downward force, and the net moment is 413.1. This force also helps us in calculation of the sliding effect, that is check for sliding, and this moment, the moment will help us to check for the overturning. Then total horizontal force we have calculated, that is PA, it is 96 kilonewton, that is horizontal force, and moment due to this force is 96 into 2, that is 2 meter, acting at a 2 meter distance from the T point. So moment is 192 kilonewton meter. After this we will start with the check for the stability requirement. First check for the stability is check for overturning. Factor of safety is equal to resisting or restoring moment divided by overturning moment. We need to calculate this, and this value should be greater than or equal to 1.55. So restoring moment we have calculated, overturning moment we have calculated. Restoring moment is 413.1 and overturning moment is 192. So 413.1 by 192 will give us 2.15, which is greater than this number 1.55. So I can say it is safe in overturning. Check for overturning is okay. Then second step is for the sliding. So check for sliding, it is, as I said, W sigma W or summation of vertical forces are calculated and they are required here. So we have calculated that sigma W, summation W 216.34. So check for sliding is factor of safety equal to mu, that is coefficient of friction between soil and the retaining wall base slab, that is 0.55 here, and summation of all the vertical forces, it is 216.34 divided by horizontal force, that is pressure force 96 kilonewton. So this will be 1.24, which is not greater than this value 1.55. So I can say that under sliding this check fails. For the sliding check this fails. So when it fails, we are required to provide the shear key under the base slab below the stem. So let's say it is greater than 1.55, then the provision of shear key is not required. So how to design or how to provide the shear key, we will see that later once we complete this design process. At the end we will take up the shear key design. So third check is check for the pressure distribution at the base. So in the pressure distribution at the base, we have studied that the maximum pressure should not be more than the soil bearing capacity and minimum pressure should not be less than 0. It should be more than 0. We have studied that. So net moment we have total this clockwise moment and anti-clockwise moment. Here also we have used. So this is the clockwise moment and this is the anti-clockwise moment, and net moment will be this minus this, which which is been calculated here. So this is the clockwise moment, this is anti-clockwise moment. So net moment is equal to 413.1 minus 192. So 221.1 kilonewton meter is the net moment, that is remaining moment. With the help of this moment, we are going to calculate what is the distance where this eccentricity occurs. We will calculate. So let x be the distance from the toe point, how what I already shown in the figure, previous figure. So here is the T point. This is the T point, and we need to provide the shear key here. So we are going to provide the shear key here, and we have now obtained the resulting moment. And I need to calculate what is the force at which that eccentricity occurs, or what is the distance at which this resultant stress falls, or the resultant force occurs here. So T is the point from which we are going to measure that eccentricity. So that eccentricity will be calculated here. So initially I will calculate the net moment, then I will consider x distance from the toe point T at which the resultant reaction acts. The resultant reaction will act at a distance x from the T. So x is equal to net moment divided by total vertical forces, because this is an again vertical force. So what is the net moment? It is 221.1, and x is the distance what I need to calculate, and total vertical force we have already calculated. Total vertical force is 216.34, by which we are going to obtain the value of x is equal to 1.02 meters. So eccentricity E is equal to b by 2 minus x, means the uh, the eccentricity will be calculated as it is the distance, it is measured from b by 2, one side b by 2, and means total width of the slab will be divided into two parts, b by 2 and b by 2, and this x will be b by 2 plus eccentricity. It is b by 2 is equal to e plus this x value, means one side, half the side will be b by 2, and remaining half side will be this x distance, which will be measured from the toe point, extreme toe point, till the resultant force, and then the eccentricity. So b by 2 is equal to e plus x. So I need here e value. So e is equal to b by 2 minus x. So b by 2 is 3 by 2, and x we have found it is 1.02, and eccentricity will be 0.48 meters. We need to check whether this eccentricity what we found is less than b by 6. Means what I need to check here is whether this eccentricity or the resultant force is acting in one third of this base slab on, or the second third part of the base slab, or two third, or the last one third part of the base slab. So we say that the resultant force or resultant reaction force will should act in the middle third part, means it should be less than b by 6. So eccentricity is 0.48, which is less than b by 6. 3 by 6, so it is half, but e is 0.48, so it is less than this value. So I can say that whole base is under the compression, or else what happens, there will be tensile stresses induced and there will be failure. So now we have calculated, we have checked three stresses, three checks actually, and now we move ahead with calculation of the pressure at different places. So maximum pressure at 2 we will calculate. P max, it is sigma W by B into 1 plus 6E by B. Substituting the values here, sigma W it is 216.34 divided by 3 into 1 plus 6 E is 0.48 divided by 3. So P max is equal to 141.34 kilonewton meter square. And what is the SBC? It is 145 kilonewton meter square, kilonewton per meter square. So this P max is very less than, or it is less than, not very, it is less than the SBC. So I can say that it is safe. As I said, P max should be less than SBC, and P minimum should be calculate the pressure at different locations. I have obtained the maximum and P minimum. So P maximum is at toe and P minimum is here at the heel point. And I need to calculate what is the pressure at this particular point, C and B point. So by the interpolation, we can calculate the pressure at C and D locations. Whatever the method you want to use, you can use that and get the pressure at C and pressure at B. So once we complete this, next step is to go for the design. So now we are going to start with the design of toe slab. So minimum pressure is 2.88, maximum is 141.34. As I said, I need to calculate toe slab I am going to design, means this part I am going to design. So to design this part, what is the moment generated here? Here I am going to calculate the pressure. So once the pressure is calculated, what is the moment, and for that moment what is the reinforcement bars required, we are going to calculate. So at C I will calculate the pressure. As I said, we can go for the similar triangles method or maybe interpolation directly. Whatever method you want, we can use that and calculate the pressure at C point. I have calculated here pressure at C point as 92.3 plus 2.88 is equal to 95.18. It is by the similar triangle method. So total pressure at C is equal to 95.18. So here is 95.18 and here is 141.34 pressure, maximum pressure. So now I will get what are the total vertical forces. So forces acting on the toe are upward soil pressure, which is acting from downward to upward direction, and second is the self weight of the toe, that is in the downward direction. So net force will be this minus this. This is the downward force and this is the upward force. This minus this will give us resultant. So I will calculate now what is the self weight and then upward soil pressure. So self weight of the toe is equal to thickness of the heel, thickness of the base slab, it is 0.4 and density of concrete is 25. So self weight is 0.4 into 25 equal to 10 kilonewton acting downward direction. But where it is acting at a distance, it is acting at a distance 0.5 from the C, because the toe width is only 1 meter and half of that it will be 0.5 meter, which is acting from the C point. Then what is the moment about the point C? I will calculate moment about C now. It is 10 into this distance. So 5 kilonewton per 5 kilonewton meter is the moment. Now about the soil pressure. So soil pressure means I will be dividing this into two parts, this rectangular portion and this triangular portion, and I will calculate the total pressure. So 95.18 into 1 into 1. Here, this is the width, here is the width, and this is the length. This is 1 meter, 1 meter span I will consider. So this will be 98.118 into 1, that will be again 98.18, acting in downward direction, it acting in upward direction. The soil pressure is acting in upward direction. And where it is acting, as it is a rectangular portion, so it is acting exactly at the center, means again it is at the 0.5 meter from C. Second one is this triangular portion. What is this pressure we will calculate? It is base into this length into half base into height. So half, this is the base is 141.34 minus 98. 141.34 minus 98, 95.18, that is the base, into 1, that is the length, into half base into height, that is the total pressure or the force. So it is 23.08, again acting in the upward direction. And where it is acting, so here it is the base of the triangle, here it is the tip of the triangle. So from this it is 2/3 of the length. So length is 1 meter, 2/3 of 1 meter, it is 0.66 meter, means this force is acting at a distance of 0.66 meter from C point. So now I have the force and the distance, so I will calculate net movement due to this soil pressure. So net movement due to soil pressure is equal to 95.18 into 0.5 meter plus, because both are acting upward direction, so plus 23.08 into 0.66. So total moment at C point is equal to 62.82 kilonewton meter. So students, now we have calculated the moment due to soil pressure and the due to the self weight of the toe. So what is the resultant moment we will calculate? Net moment at C is equal to, this is upward, this is downward. So this minus this will calculate 62.82 minus 5. It is 57.82 kilonewton meter. That is the resultant moment. What will be the factored moment? Mu is equal to 1.5 into 57.82. So it will be 86.73 kilonewton meter. Now, when I got the moment, I can calculate now depth. We will check here for the depth. Already it is been provided, but we once check it. So D is equal to under root mu divided by RU max into B. B is 1000, RU max is 2.76 and mu is 86.76. So we obtain here D is equal to 177.4 mm. So as we have provided 340 mm effective depth, because total depth is 400 mm and effective cover is 60 mm. So effective depth is equal to 340 mm. Depth provided is 340 mm and required depth is 177.4 mm, hence it is okay. So we have now effective depth and moment. So we can calculate now AST required for the toe portion. So it is 0.5 into 20 divided by 415 into 1 minus under root 1 minus mu by FCK BD square into B into D. So mu is 86.73 into 10 to the power 6 because it is kilo Newton meter. So kilo and meter are converted into mm, Newton mm. So it is 10 to the power 6 divided by FCK is 20, B is 1000 and D is 340. So 340 square into 1000 into 340. So AST required is 741 mm square. So let us provide 20 mm dia bars. So now I will calculate the spacing because it is like a slab continuous one it is. So I will calculate the spacing. So spacing of the reinforcing bars is equal to small AST divided by total AST into 1000. So it is pi d square by 4 divided by 741 into 1000, it is 423 mm. But I am going to provide a spacing of 330 mm center to center. So once it is completed, we will go for check for shear. So for the check for shear, we are going to consider the critical shear. Where the critical shear occurs? The critical shear occurs at a distance d from the face of the stem toward the toe slab, because we are designing the toe slab. So we are going to calculate now critical shear. So pressure, we have minimum pressure is 2.88, maximum pressure is 141.34. So by interpolation, what is the pressure at point D? I will calculate. So it is 110.8 kilonewton meter square. So here, going back to the figure here, so here is the C point, and it is the critical shear acts at a distance D, means at this particular distance, this particular section I need to calculate the pressure, means again by interpolation I will calculate the pressure at this particular section. So by interpolation I have calculated here, so that critical shear is 110.8 kilonewton per meter square. So net shear force is equal to average of this, that is the area of trapezoid into distance will give us total net pressure. So it is 141.34 plus 110.8 by 2, that is average of these two sides. And what is the distance? It is 0.66. Why 0.66? Because total distance or total length of the toe is 1 meter. And what is the depth provided? Depth provided is 400 mm, right? So effective depth is equal to 340 mm. 60 mm is the cover. Effective depth is 340 mm. So 400 mm minus 340 mm will give us 0.66, that is 660 mm. That is the remaining portion. It is 1 minus D, means 1 minus 340 mm. 1000 minus 340 mm is 660 mm. So this into this will give us force due to that, and weight of the self weight of this is about the upward soil pressure, due to the upward soil pressure. What I need to calculate is net shear force. This is due to the pressure, soil pressure, and one more vertical force is there, that is the self weight of the toe. So it is 0.4 into 0.4 into 0.4 into 25. So it is acting downward, it is acting upward. So what is the net shear force? This minus this. So that will be 73.2 kilonewton. So this is the shear force. So ultimate shear force equal to 1.5 into 73.2 kilonewton. That will be 109.8 kilonewton. Now I said that we have provided the reinforcing bars at a spacing of 330 mm center to center. So I will calculate percentage steel provided. So it is AST provided by BD into 100. AST provided is 314 into 1000 divided by 330 into 100 divided by B into D. So we will get here 0.25%. For 0.25%, shear stress of the concrete or shear strength of the concrete as per IS 456 is 0.37 Newton mm square. So we will calculate what is the force that can be taken by the concrete. So converting this stress into force, that is 0.37 is the stress. So we have the dimensions, 1000 mm is the distance and thickness is 340 mm. So 0.37 into B into D, that is a shear force. So 0.37 into B into D divided by 1000 to convert kilonewton, it will be 125.8 kilonewton. But we have shear stress or the shear force as 109.8 kilonewton here. Shear force, net shear force or the ultimate shear force is 109.8 kilonewton, but shear resistance or shear force resistance by the concrete is 125.8 kilonewton. Means it is higher as compared to the shear force because of the external loads. So I can say that for the shear force, the toe is under the toe portion is safe under the shear. So students, this is about the design of the toe part. Similarly, we will design the heel part as well as the stem part. So that part we will take in next class. Thank you.